Here we can see the version is 16.07. Windows Server 2016 and version 16.07. So what we can do here, copy this. Hi and welcome to this video. Today we are getting into how attackers discover and analyze exposed remote desktop servers. We will walk through Shodan searches, explain what leaking banners mean, and break down the entire post-discovery attack chain. All for educational purpose only. So let's get started. So first, we have here our Shodan website, and we can start testing with, for example, port. So the port 3389 is the RDP port on Microsoft products. So let's do some search here. So we can see that only some countries, or maybe we need to log in here. Let's log in once. Okay, now port 338, something like still 260, but so we can see that we have 260 servers maybe with open port 3389. So the port 3389 is the default port for Microsoft Remote Desktop Protocol RDP. Now let's look at more interesting search term. For example, we can use this one here. So here we can see it has screenshot true. Let's search like that. Now we can see we have many. So those RDP services Shodan was able to take a screenshot, and when we see the screenshot, that means directly that port 3389 is open and not blocked. So Shodan has an RDP screenshot tool that connects to the RDP service, takes a screenshot of the remote login screen if accessible, saves it for researchers to view, like this one here. So now, why are screenshots valuable? So they are valuable because they are visual identification of open RDP port. We can see which Windows version, XP, 7, server, or whatever. Custom login banners or company branding. And it shows us misconfigured or exposed system. So any system showing up in the search is exposing RDP to the public internet. Likely missing protections like VPN, IP whitelisting, or MFA. At risk for brute force or ransomware attacks, especially if NLA is disabled. And NLA is very important. So it is important to understand the importance of NLA, or network level authentication, which is a security feature in Windows that requires users to authenticate their credentials to the network before they can establish a remote desktop session. So if I have here installed Windows Server 2012. So let's head to control panel here. And system and security, system, and we click here, and we go to remote here. So we can see that do not allow remote connections. So this here RDP is not enabled, so we can enable it. Okay, and the NLA is this one. So here we can see allow connections only from computers running remote desktop with network level authentication. So NLA means network level authentication. So why might someone disable NLA? So disable, so doing like this. So if legacy client compatibility, third-party tools or services, misconfiguration or lack of knowledge. So this is the most reason: misconfiguration or lack of knowledge. Ease of access for testing labs in lab or temporary setups. Someone might disable NLA to bypass user authentication prompts during quick testing. Malicious intent, for example, honeypots or backdoors. So now let's click OK here and back to our Shodan. Let's see, for example, let's take someone. This, for example, let's open this one. So here you need to look at the banner. So this one, this banner. So you can directly see what is the operating system, what version, and what build. So let's take someone which is maybe a little bit, this one for example. This is more clear what version, and we can, by the way, click here. This is our interesting port. So here we can see the version is 16.07, Windows Server 2016, and version 16.07. So we can, what we can do here, copy this and for example search on Google and type only vulnerabilities, and here we can see we have a long list of what vulnerabilities does that version have. So this is a gold mine for attackers. The OS version tells you if it's vulnerable. The host name and domain help with password spraying and brute force attacks. With the build number, attackers check exploit. You can check exploit DP or CVE databases to match known weaknesses to exact system. A key phase in reconnaissance. Here we can see, we can head back to our Kali. We can use Ncrack like this. So Ncrack. So this command here, we can see we have this file brocq.txt. So this is a popular and real-world leaked passwords text file that includes millions of known passwords. And if you want to see how many passwords are there in the file, so we can use this command here. Let's take a look. Let's remove this one. I can use this one here, and we can see that this file includes 14 million leaked passwords. And if we, let's try to run this command here. So this will, so we cannot wait Ncrack to test 14 million passwords because that will need days to be complete. And we can check what is happening with Wireshark. Shark here. You'll see that our Kali now is, look here, just here, 43389. So we can filter that. TCP port, something like that. Let's take Canter. You can see here all traffic is 3389. It is trying, but this is, So RDP, brute force RDP is slow. So we cannot wait Ncrack to complete the 14 million. So that will need days to be complete. What we can do, just to show how it works, is to create our own password lists. So I have, let's close Wireshark here with, so let's exit this. I have already created my list, so this one, so let's take a look at it. So this one, so here we can see a bunch of passwords. So this is the one, the actual one, the one which will work. So exit here. So now we can use again the same Ncrack, but we need to remove this and use our file, something like this. Let's press enter here once. So sometimes Ncrack fails like this one, so we need to run it a bunch of times. So now, so as we can see here, it says discovered credentials for RDP. So for this server, as we know, administrator, and the password is admin123. So now we can test, we can use our desktop, so this command, to test what we have found. So we test this administrator and admin123. So click enter here. So just wait a sec. So exception. Now, so we can see that we are in the server. So all this is because NLA is disabled. And if we head back to Shodan here, let's open Shodan. So now we are back here to our Shodan website. So we can see, so some of these servers here have surely NLA not enabled, especially if they are using server 2012 or 2008 in sometimes. This one here, you can see it is 2012, same here. So let's head back to our Kali. So there you have it. We have just successfully connected to our vulnerable Windows server using RDP after brute forcing the login credentials. This highlights, so this is a very simple example, but this highlights the importance of strong passwords and securing RDP access, especially in environments where NLA is disabled. Remember, this was done in a controlled lab for educational purposes only. So this video is done here. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.